for Power Hour.
Hello traders, welcome to the little later stream. Mondays are kind of busy for me, but what an unbelievable day. I mean, for some assets, some, yes, we were left wanting, but others not so much. Got all we could take, like Google, for instance, hitting $3 trillion for the first time ever and exceeding the major 1618 fib extension, doing what only Microsoft did, right? Of the Mag 7, Microsoft until today was the only 1618, and now Google has exceeded it with a half of a god candle. And what does that mean? Well, you know what it means. If you've been here since June, that 1618 fib extension, golden mean ratio from the previous all-time high to the low point, that was target 4. So a warranted Jesus chimes. We did it, man. What could you even say? I mean, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal trade of the summer at this point. But I mean, you now have Tesla that is catching up like crazy. Where are we going next on Google? If this continues, I mean, you think this gap's going to fill? It was actually a high volume day today. I mean, outside of the breakaway gap, this was the highest level of volume we had seen since July 24th on the pump. Phenomenal. I mean, if you're above 250 and it's real, that's a psychological level in itself. And you can only go with the zeros and the fives now. 260, 270, 275. But then you think eventually 300. You don't know if it's going to get a pullback for it. But what we're talking about, it's doing what Microsoft was doing, where it was just nonstop, man. Like, this may not stop for a long time due to the high volume breakaway gap we received September 3rd. Sky's the limit, man. I don't know. That's like how you managed your risk down here in June. And hey, man, those are some good targets, because times were not as certain as they are now. 260, 70, 300, who knows? Okay, we never even knew. We didn't act like we knew during the entry. We just knew that buyers had confirmed a 168 level as support, and you had already reestablished an uptrend, and that was it. That was the trigger for the long. And then, so hype in the chat, dude. I mean, that's a long journey. A lot of, oh my God, I don't know. And then we go to Tesla, and then Tesla was like, what did we do today? Not Friday, which was incredible. Not Thursday, which was incredible. Today, we officially hit target 1 of the trade setup posted July 25th. It took a minute. There was some fear. There were trials and tribulations, and men's souls were tested, but it was today. So more Jesus chimes warranted. But wait, target 1? Really? Yeah. There are more than one target. There's more than one target. I mean, target 2 is an all-time high, virtually confluent with a 1272 fib extension. Target 3 is its own respective 1618, the exact level that Google hit and exceeded today. So you still got a long way to go on Tesla for price objectives. So I think that's pretty cool, man. I mean, Google's pretty much trading at all-time highs as I'm speaking to you after hours. Unreal. We did it, man. Okay, so we're on the way for more. I mean, again, above this 412, 415 level, there is, I mean, you know, okay, there's this one peak they manufactured first time in January, 430 to 440. And maybe you could start talking 466, but given enough time above 410, you are just looking for a $487, $488 Tesla. Remember the classic, it was the symmetrical triangle, then it was some favorable price action correlation to a key inflection point, and then we got more data. More data came in. It became even more favorable due to that 3 rising valleys structure identified. I mean, methodical. It was like nothing crazy about this. It just, and then you got one little pullback. Even that supply line of the symmetrical triangle got formally back tested as support September 2nd with a morning star. It wasn't just the morning star. Remember what was identified? Chat, this is how it really began. If you were here, if you're in the community, that right there is what ushered it all in. A 3 Japanese stick candle pattern called the bullish abandoned baby. I even forgot about it. I mean, like, we got a follow through candle on the 4th. That was discussed. Then you gapped up and it was like, I don't know about this gap, man. The gap might fill. They never fill the gap. It's just gone. So the bullish abandoned baby was pristine. So much TA respected on this one. It makes you kind of want to cry. Tears of joy. It was wonderful, man. The rewards have been reaped. But I mean, like, if you've been on this journey with me throughout the summer, I mean, like, have you given your heart to the TA yet? Like, you know, understanding you don't know where an asset's going next, but you don't have to. You just need to understand levels and structures, correlating at levels, to be able to set up strategic stop losses and entries. Understand trend analysis, where, hey, as long as you're not violating these other levels, the trade's still valid. You just got to hold and be patient, and patience paid off for Tesla and Google. You got to be proud of it. I mean, I just think that's wonderful. Okay, and then we got to go to let's just go to LAC real quick, because it's, you know, thumbnail, or not the thumbnail, but it's on the title of the stream. I mean, this was an over God candle. Okay, it was up 11.89% at the close. It was the highest daily candle close we had received really since July 23rd. And yeah, it's down 2% after hours. It could be down tomorrow. I'm sure it could, man. It's gonna dump, dude. All right. At some point, though, like what we're identifying, it's just getting stronger. Almost like Tesla, 3 valleys. Then they put in a 4th valley with the bullish abandoned baby. Like, it's just more good, even though the resolution didn't come on Tesla until the past 3 days of trading. I think you're kind of seeing that, right? You had the harmonic framework. It was all correlating to a key level after just an unreal collapse.
Tesla hit the 100% measured move of that triangle.
Let's go, Elon.
Is that a join?
That was all you, dude. Hype the chat for Elon buying his own shares back. Okay. When are they going to buy back the LAC shares, dude? I think you don't have to worry about a thing if you're in this. You just hold in, hang tight. That's the only thing you could do on something like this. You will not, like today was a 12% candle. It would have been real hard to just like, I'm going to FOMO buy this, and then you have to deal with tomorrow being down 5%, 6% maybe, and then what about the next day when it's up 20%? You know, like, you just got to have conviction on these setups. Anyway, so what would have been going on LAC was more favorable stuff lately locally, where, okay, you know, you put maybe the type 2 in here, and then local confirmation, and you know, you couldn't really get things going, kind of like altcoins, but then more favorable stuff on the bottom side, where that 262 level back from history is so real. The sellers just on this sell-off in August, they just were unable to retest 262 as they've been doing, violating it for months. And then even another little higher low that was, you know, higher than the previous low, and neither of these lows the sellers were able to test 262. And this is like kind of sign of strength stuff. And now, like, you pumped. But yeah, there's a lot more work to be done. It could still even be a fake out, man. But that's one of the best candles you've seen on LAC in a long time, man. I mean, you had a 9% candle July 17th, almost 7% candle July 16th. I mean, when's the last time we had an almost 12% candle on LAC? Here's a 10.9% candle March 5th. All right. So good stuff, man. Good start, maybe, but you don't know. Okay. Let's go to Bitcoin. All right. Since we started out on stocks, let's go to Bitcoin. Very disappointing day. I mean, like, you know, any Bitcoin carers, people that care about Bitcoin, yeah, like, Definitely Squidward in his little house upstairs, looking down at SpongeBob and Patrick, running around, having a great time. Yeah, I mean, down nothing. It's flat today. It's actually up 0.03%, but, you know, the weekend sell-off, you had some red candles, and that's it. I mean, maybe they're holding this July 25th low. I got it plotted for 114,750. But, dude, there's just no animal spirits on this right now. Maybe it's going to have its day, but very disappointing watching the S&P 500 reach an all-time high, the NASDAQ reach an all-time high. Like what? You remember that time that Bitcoin used to be a glorified tech stock because it was so sensitive to big tech? And now it's not. It's just completely decoupled in the worst way, kind of. And it's almost just like, you know, we saw an all-time high about a month ago. It doesn't even feel like it. You know why? Because you saw an all-time high about the same price July 14th. And then you retraced and sold off to levels, you know, okay, I mean, just September 2nd, this month, 2 weeks ago, you were at the same price you were at December 17th. So just a couple weeks ago, you were the same price you had been at 257 effing days ago. No yield. No yield for most of the year. Even though new all-time highs, that's great, dude, you know? But very disappointing. I mean, how can altcoins do anything with Bitcoin just crapping around? Can devs do something? I don't think they're gonna, man. I don't know. Like, maybe they're waiting for Q4. Maybe they're waiting for the interest rate cuts on Wednesday, Thursday, 17th, 18th, FOMC meeting. Or not. You know, maybe we got to go just retest 112,000 again because there's just no demand on this asset, and there hasn't been for a while. I mean, again, these all-time highs, they were so short-lived. You can't even, you could play the Hey song for about two times and it's over. So that's crypto, man. That's the way crypto's been. I mean, it's been great for Ethereum. You know, we saw a fresh all-time high on these recently, but dude, just no sustained moves at all. Yeah, no sustained moves lately and locally. So maybe things will change again. So I guess I'll look at Bitcoin dominance for a second. All right, you know. Now you're starting to think, uh-oh. I mean, do we have divergence? Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument from this low to this low, some bullish divergence developing, and it all you know, they tested another big level, an undeniable level. It's so real. You go back to 2019, 2020. Yeah, they're holding that and can't be too surprised, but yeah, so Bitcoin's been outperforming the alts where, you know, it's been selling off and doing nothing, and altcoins are down 3 to 5+% today. See, kind of like, terrible market. This is why I try to, you know, hey, you're here because you like crypto, that favorite scam coin of yours, that greed in you. You found me because of that S coin, and I'm grateful for those S coins because of that, but this is why I try to put pretty heavy emphasis on traditional markets. Because guess what? Crypto not been paying the bills this year. Not really. But some stocks really have been paying some bills. So, yeah, that's where we are now. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like, you know, they have so much control of Bitcoin now, like these institutions, that they can actually heavily suppress the price, like lots of manipulation we were seeing on gold and silver years ago. Maybe that's just the case on Bitcoin now. I'm not sure, because you would think with the index funds, the way it used to always be, my God, index funds all-time highs, Bitcoin's very close, if not at all-time highs as well. And I mean, like, as I'm speaking to you, you pretty much, right now, like the S&P futures are like at all-time highs. NASDAQ virtually at all-time highs right now. Bitcoin can't it's up $69 today. Okay, cool. Ethereum, just when we thought we were gonna do something, we weren't. So, I mean, yeah, they're gonna go test 4384 again. Hopefully, they can hold 4500. That was like a little that range, that 2-week plus range between 4200 and 4500. Maybe they hold above that, and that's enough. You know, I mean, data was better yesterday, right? You were back. They had recaptured the bullish control zone, and it's gone. So we're back to neutral on the daily RSI. Dude, again, any time we're above 4384, life is good. You have nothing to worry about. The trend is still exceptionally up. It just was better yesterday, you know. Welcome to crypto. Spinning the wheels in the mud. Okay. Look at XRP, only down 1% today, but bearish engulfing candle yesterday, fall through candle today. Now you're right up against a $3 level. You better hold it. If not, 290. Don't hold that. 272. So all we could hope for in this situation is whenever this correction or the sell-off concludes, it concludes somewhere higher than the previous discernible swing low we received September 1st. That's all we can hope for at this point. You know, look, maybe left shoulder head, right shoulder discernible in the daily. They could take it down to like 285, and it'd end up being a very real momentum shifting structure on the daily, and that would be awesome. I mean, like, you know, if they pivoted it there and started rallying off that left shoulder, we could be in great shape. And then it would almost be like, here's your first bottom, and your second bottom in itself is an inverse head and shoulders. That could be phenomenal, actually. So that would require Bitcoin go into 112, though, which we don't want. So that's it, down 1%. It's a pretty mild day, I mean, compared to some other alts that have been hit pretty hard. But more nothing burger stuff. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I hope you had a great day today on the markets. I mean, if you taking some of the trade setups, you know, like the high conviction ones, you did have a good day today. So, and there's more opportunity out there, right? We know. Okay, BNB. I mean, nothing really. It'd be just incredible, you know. Incredible. I think maybe they could push this down to 900 and it'd be fine. Go back test that old all-time high ass support. But yeah, you're getting up there, man. Like, you're definitely getting up there. Like, you just wonder how much further is this thing gonna go. You think 1,000, or you think the top of the channels are 975, 980 or so. A little more upside, but now it's like, is it 1? Is it 2? Is it now 3 peaks I can see? And both of these momentum islands are smaller than the first one. Same with the RSI. It's like, seen it before. So it's extremely high risk to take fresh longs here, but if you're in it, you know, just let's see if we can get to that coveted $1,000 target. I think it'd be pretty easy if Bitcoin could hold 114,750 on the 4-hour. Look, I'll just show you. Look above my head. It's just this swing low from July 24th. That's all you got. And then, I mean, in terms of when it was created, you got a swing high from August 20th. So they're trying to defend this local, newly established level as a potential support. So they did engulf. You got 1 minute until this bullish engulfing candle catches a follow-through candle, which would confirm the bullish engulfing candle, but it is the 4-hour, so it's not really that significant. So, all right, man. Let's go to Solana, down 2.2%. Yesterday was a perfect shooting star reversal, unfortunately. That is a Japanese candlestick pattern that ushers in reversals. You're catching a fall through today. So if you go down to 216 for a back test, it would probably be the most normal thing ever. Okay, so don't be scared if you do see 216 in the coming days off of this, but we will see. And yes, you're local on the 8s. We got less than 30 seconds to the daily close in crypto. If you're enjoying the coverage of this, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks so much for being here. All right. Party's not going to really be a thing in this community, in this stream, until Bitcoin does something. And that's, you know, like, I don't care as much about the money because of Bitcoin. I care more about the hype and the vibes and just the community. And Bitcoin, for some reason, does it, man. Bitcoin brings us all together. That's why I really like Bitcoin pumps. So Jesus chimes because the daily candle has closed. Unfortunately, not great candles. Again, that follow through candle on Solana there was confirmed. I hope it's bull crap. That would be wonderful. All right, just going back to Bitcoin for a second to see the daily close. There it is. I think the 3-day candle closed as well. Check it out. But yeah, somehow closed up on the day. 0.06%. Big indecision candle as the equities market ran amok. Okay, so 3-day. Yes, the 3-day candle closed. I like that. A nice indecision candle. Give me a 3-bar play on the 3-day. You know, how do we 3-bar play it? We engulf this candle, and that's it. You still got that hidden bullish hidden bullish divergence from a low point. Here's the oscillators, right? The low, then the higher low on price, and then higher levels on the oscillators, or higher level of negative momentum, and then a lower level of relative strength. They are hidden diverging, but you just don't know what the performance is going to be of hidden bullish divergence. It is also the weekly also has hidden bullish divergence. Yeah, your RSI definitely does. And my God, man, come on. We gotta get some price action this week. Do something, man. We need to recapture 60. Get back in the bullish controls on threshold. That would make me feel better. But so far, you can see on the weekly, you are flat. You know, you're down, $32 down on the week. After successfully defending an old overhead resistance as a support virtually for the first time ever, after breaking it and running away and then coming back. And then that tweezer bottom caught a follow through candle. So you confirmed the tweezer bottom reversal at support with the last week's price action and candle close. So hopefully we get follow through. And that follow through, I think on the weekly, it would take you straight up to $119,000. Right? That is clearly where traders are settling up, never above that level. In the history of Bitcoin, you had a couple weeks where it went nuts, but they always sold it off at that $124,000 level. So okay, let's go to the S&P 500 because we didn't look at it. We looked at the big cryptos right there. The spider broke that wedge and it's just melting up, man. Dude, that is serious stuff. That's crazy. I mean, that's an all-time high again. That is, in some way, the past 4 days there have been records, right? September 9th was the highest daily candle close ever. The next day was the highest price ever and highest daily candle close ever. That was Wednesday. And then Thursday, intraday all-time highs and a record close. Okay, never mind. Friday ended up not doing it. You were so close. So never mind. Friday was just indecision, and today it just launched up 0.5%. up against that heart line. So fair market value of the uptrend. You got a couple unfilled gaps below you. But, dude, if they made this thing go crazy, you're looking around 670, at least 667 for that major 1414 fib extension. And we discussed, like, hey, how would this get there? And, you know, it was like, oh, okay, well, maybe Google and Tesla, maybe. So what's happening now? Microsoft's beginning to turn around. We're going to look at some of the Mag 7s that we didn't look at. And it just keeps going. Wow. As they, you know, broke the channel from the summer, September 2nd, the next day, recaptured it and reconfirmed its validity, even tested it again September 5th, and it's just never again, just gone, breakout. Wild, dude. So I guess Jesus chimes for that. Amazing. Dow Jones, you know, still looks like you're struggling a little bit, you know. I don't think it's that concerning, you know, whichever way you're going to anchor it, you're still contained within the upsloping consolidation. If you know, it was going to just follow suit with the big tech, 47,000, but you got to wonder, you know, if it's still contained within the structure, you're not out of the woods really. And you do have the interest rate cut coming, and I'm telling you, it is casino within casino about how the bots are going to react to an almost certain rate cut. Everyone knows it's coming, but how will the bots react? I mean, how are these big funds going to react to that? Are they just going to pull the plug on us and rug pull us just because everything is melting up leading up to the event that everyone knows about, and then it happens, and then it's sell off. Let us go 10% down so we can buy lower, better prices. Right? I mean, you just don't know. And that's why it's here we go. And we're in September, historically one of the worst months, if not the worst month for all risk on assets. So here we are, just hanging around. Dow Jones up 0.11%. Really cool structure up here, right? I mean, you had broken to all-time highs. You made an all-time high on Thursday. Oh my God, look at the NASDAQ. There's more Jesus chimes, I'm sorry. We don't get to do it enough, you know. I mean, we have, obviously, since May, but, or really since July. But this channel, look what they've done. You've gapped up again. You know that gap's going to fill at some point. But we are about to hit the overbought threshold of the uptrend of the NASDAQ Composite Index. And you have that 1414 fib extension. You just do, man. Okay, $23,442. It is phenomenal. And that wave structure, you are about to be like, it'll probably be tomorrow. Like you're about to hit a 1618 fib extension of this wave structure. 886 higher low C point and 1618 right here. If you didn't hit it today, I mean, it could have very well. It virtually did, man. Come on, it's wonderful. It is what we would consider the deep crab. So the color of the harmonic would be a red because deep fried crab. That's what your crab looks like when you fry it red, right? I'm a Red Lobster, dude. Red Lobster for everyone participating in the NASDAQ. Oh, man, what a day. What a month. What a freaking half of the year. It just will not stop, and I like it. But yeah, we will pull back at some point. Just but here we are, and it's all 1618 confluent with a 192, which is near a 200% retrace. So, but it's also the harmonic optimum price on the X to D point too. So anyway, cool. Let's look at the IWM. That also. They haven't been able to break this channel yet, but they're so freaking close, man. It almost is like the price action correlation to this.
You are the GOAT. What about this scam dollar SPCE?
What's up, Banon? Thanks for 20, dude. I don't know. We'll look at space. Virgin Galactic Connect. We'll do it, man. So the IWM to me, it reminds me the way it's correlating to the supply line of the channel, just like Googl, where it's like, man, you are paying high premium, you are overbought in the uptrend, you've been overbought up here. But in before something psychotic happens and you just gap up, that's what Google did. It just was like, we're breakout, gap up, breakout, nuts. You are very close. You are not far from an all-time high, which is like $245. And there's nothing really here until a minimum 242 outside of the channel supply line. So wonderful. So strong right now, man. Amazing. Okay, so, right, different world than crypto. Crypto is look above my head. Just this. Will anyone adopt my Bitcoin, dude? Will anyone buy my Bitcoin? No. All right, fine. I'll tell you where people are buying. How about gold? Come on, man. I'm sorry, all the Jesus chimes getting annoying, but you just have to listen, because those Jesus chimes, if you've been here for almost 8 years watching these streams, you just don't get to play Jesus chimes like we've been playing them. And remember, for those participating in these assets that are doing very well, it's temporary. It's not going to last forever. So please remember when these things are happening to bask in the glory of the moment. Don't get too high, okay? Don't get, too emotional about it, but enjoy it. And just remember what gold did for so long, man. So long. 2020 all the way to 2020. Dude, we're talking like 4 years of nothing. And before that was even worse. It was the real composite operator down here. Like, you had a complex inverse head and shoulders, spring back test, 2018. We were here. But that's a whole bunch of nothing. And then a rally into a bunch of more nothing. And then finally that major markup began. You just had consolidation structure after consolidation structure, just positive resolution every time. You did it again, man. It's beautiful. It's almost like, you got a rectangle into a diamond, into a ascending triangle. What pattern will they paint next?
Any chance you'd add miners/producers to your regular rotation? Like GDX and ZOP? Era of shift.
Sean Finnegan, thanks for the 20, dude. Oh, one of my pledge brothers, last name was Finnegan. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm not sure about adding it. Maybe I could look at it like after gold. We were looking at like the individual miners back when it made sense. We can like look at all of them now, but like it's almost like, what's the point? They're freaking gone off those patterns from 18 months, 2 years ago. But yeah, why not, like, just since we're on that topic of gold, all-time highs, broke a 1-4-1-4 fib extension with a close. Your next target's the 1618, 3734. That is on deck. If they break that, 3700, it is just the fives and the zeros. 3800, 3900, 4000. 4000's like Goldman Sachs' target. That's the target for them. And then they said, I think if the Fed loses its credibility, the target actually will be $5,000. So I'm pretty sure the Fed has lost its credibility. But is it the Fed's fault or is it the previous administration's fault? Because the Fed was just acting on false data, fraudulent data. 2 million plus fake jobs reported by that administration. I mean, that's criminal. So I don't know how all that's going to resolve, man. I think we're going to have 3 more interest rate cuts by the end of the year. Okay, silver real quick, because it was like up there, and there you go, man. That Flagstaff pattern, the bull pole upsloping flag, breakout on Friday, that follow through today, and you're just waiting on $44. Really, there's not much here. It's hyper bullish, man. Super strong. Good Lord, man. Metals. And remember what's going on. It's like, hey, it's cool, but just remember your fiat purchasing power is literally collapsing right now. That's what's happening. So is gold and silver really worth this much more? No, it's just monetary debasement. Rapidly increasing, and they're not going to show you. The Fed's not going to come out and tell you your purchasing power has been debased by 15% this year. They're not going to tell you because people would revolt. So it's like these charts are indicative of what's happening. Just letting you know.
First requested. Lolozzy, best TA around. So real, thank you. Could you please have a look later? Thanks.
Hey Shane, man, thanks for the Australian super chat, mate. We look Cardano, sure, dude. And thank you for the kind words. I don't know about that, best TA. Because, you know, I mean, I'm just abiding by the rules of the legends. I don't, you know. So thank you, dude. So Silver, we'll just real quick, since it's on topic, do what was recommended in the one of the last super chats. GDX, I think, is this the miners? Yeah, it's the ETF. Okay. Well, thing is, I've been here, but again, where was all the work done on the gold miners on the individual assets? So yeah, like nice higher lows came in more and more, and now you've broken out like CDE and AG and SV. They're all going nuts, dude. That's an all-time high. Wow. So all-time high on gold miners, all-time high on golds, 14 plus year highs on silver, all-time highs on the S&P 500, all-time highs on the NASDAQ, and then you got Bitcoin. Yikes. Clearly Bitcoin's not the one right now. I kind of get it because, you know, like you have, who's the leader of the free world right now? Yeah, you have all this backing of crypto and crypto infrastructure and all that, but at the same time, Bitcoin was like there. It is, you know, clearly going to be a hedge against debasement too, but these are the ones catching bids from central banks and countries, sovereign wealth funds. But Bitcoin, kind of like the other thing about it was the fight against totalitarianism and censorship. But we have an administration that is like really good taking back freedoms that we were like losing rapidly. You know, that weird, you know, neo-Marxist commie crap they got going on in Europe when they stole the election in 2020. Same thing was going on in the U.S. One more of those, one more stolen election, and I think Bitcoin might even be higher, like, because people are scared. It's you know, Bitcoin's that got no counterparty risk at all. So maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure, because like maybe like the free market's thinking, it's not too bad, you know, things are getting better on that side of things, the turning of the tides. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, people keep buying Bitcoin. Sailor keeps buying Bitcoin like crazy. So anyway, all right. These Mag 7s real quick. The ones we didn't look at. Let's look at Microsoft. Things turn around on this one big time. Wow. You got to wonder where this is going to retrace. You know, 516, 517 is like a gap fill. There's just nothing. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm thinking maybe 531, they might take it to that high point from August 14th. But there's really just not many levels of resistance that exist up here. So you just don't know really where it's going to sell off again, how deep it's going to retrace from that comical all-time high from July 31st earnings report. But turning things around, and that's really, you know, this is a market driver. This is your second largest market cap asset in the entire world, company-wise. And so it being up 1%, it's definitely going to help those index funds rally too. So nice day for Microsoft, up 1%, highest daily close again since August 18th. You got to like it, man. Okay, let's look at Apple, up 1.1%. Yeah, nice gap up. You're getting close to invalid. This is good, man. This is the thing. If you care about invalidating dragons, if you care about trends, they didn't close above 237. But the good news is, I mean, you very well could be in a situation where it's, here's your high, the highest high of the new uptrend. Here's your highest low. Here's your highest high. Guess what? Now, here's your highest low of uptrend. And the good news, what's really good about this, is the extremely evident textbook bearish divergence on the oscillators had terrible performance. In fact, what's happening on the RSI is magnificent. Well, it's about to be. You get one more positive day. 60. We are like at it. Yeah, you're like at 60 on the RSI. So on breakout watch, actually, kind of ridiculous. Apple that looked like buyers were exhausted. They never broke that bad action magnet move, that 223. There was so much demand, they couldn't even test it. So starting to not feel near as bad on Apple as when you started selling off. So good news, man. Really good. And guess what? Despite anything you could say, here is a low on price. Here is the higher low, highest low of uptrend on Apple. So what is that? That's hidden bullish divergence. So all of a sudden you have evidence that there's an implied continuation to the upside. Kind of like Bitcoin has. Bitcoin has the same thing, but it's not really doing anything. I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to buy enough Bitcoin to get this thing going again. Maybe not. We might have to see 112 for real. I don't know. Let's look at Meta. Meta, if you don't know, is the new Google. It's the new Tesla in the mid-trade TA swing trading opportunity. Okay, this is the last one now, I think, that has any sort of strategy involved. Last one. Google, you had your chance in June. Tesla, you had your chance in July. Guess what? This is it. If you want to be able to own a mega cap, big tech stock that is not completely ludicrous, gone into another universe, high risk, insane downside potential, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but you might get wrecked FOMOing. If you don't want that, Meta's your last chance, dude. And the correlation to this level we've seen the past couple of days is immaculate. Like today, it looked like it was going to do it. Like they took this thing to 773. It was the highest level since August 18th, pretty much 1 month highs. But it's all about where it is. It's above that old all-time high, and you've just been testing and testing and holding. And this is it. You were oversold in the uptrend. Friday was a real good candle. You caught follow through. That was an engulfing candle actually on Friday, with the follow through candle confirming the validity of the bullish engulfing candle today. So that's like, okay, easy gap fill target 784 and then 811, but the big hardcore target on Meta is 850. And you get it, you know why? Because it's a major 1414 fib extension. Remember what happened today. These are all virtual outside of Tesla. They're all anchored the same way on the Mag 7s. The old all-time high from earlier this year to the lowest point in April. Google saw 1618 today. Nvidia's seen a 1414 at its highest point. Microsoft exceeded the 1618. And then you got Meta here that has not even seen a 1272 fib extension yet, and it's one of your largest market cap assets in the world. And it's like this and Microsoft are like your biggest leaders for AI and chips and what, you know, data centers, like investments. CapEx is insane for data centers. So Meta, like, hey, this is a decent asset to own in this type of macro, with this type of crazy AI narrative. And it's all like, hey, reasonable risk management. Like the argument for upside is not good below the old all-time high, but you're above it. You're above the level, not by much, but that's the beauty of it. If you're above it, but not by much, that means you can strategize with stop losses, and you know you have credible upside potential if the idea succeeds. If we catch a rally here to much higher levels, I mean, you have it. So this is the one, chat. It was Google. It then was Tesla. It is now Meta. Zuckerberg. Okay? My music stopped, man? No, it didn't stop. I can't even hear it. Oh, Bitcoin's selling off, dude. Yeah, joke, dude. Yeah, Bitcoin is not the one, okay? Not the one, dude. Meta, though, is the one. I think, again, like, what do you mean? I'm just saying, it's the one for reward to risk. It's got it. It's got momentum. It's got the trend. It's above the key level. And you got blue skies above you right now. Bitcoin doesn't have that. You know, obviously Tesla doesn't really have that anymore. I mean, it does have blue skies, but I'm saying, like, my God, dude, it just went up 21% in 3 days or something crazy. I mean, come on. You know, Googl just hit target for the trade setup. People take profit. You're trying to long it, you know? Like, this is a good one. It's better than Amazon. Amazon, you'd be like, what about the Amazon? You go to Amazon, you'd say, hey, man, well, problem is, you're trading below like key levels. You're still in that 886 garbage zone, like where it could be trying to confirm a top here. If the macro continues, it's probably going to be fine. But dude, if this was if Meta, you know, you'd be doing this and then this and then this and then this. Like, that's where Meta is right now. Meta's made a lot more progress than Amazon. And to be real, like, screw Bezos until they ban Hassan Piker from their platforms. Like, the fact that Bezos owns Amazon, which owns Twitch, and they let this terrorist speak about killing people, like literally killing people on the platform, and Twitch doesn't ban him. F Bezos, he can go F himself and screw this asset until then. But this would be where Meta would be, pretty much. Stuff like this, you know. So Amazon can't really be that great until you got some positive price action above the old all-time high. And they're just not doing that yet. So, and I don't care. Like, they shouldn't do that until that piece of garbage is banned forever. Okay, and arrested, incited violence. F him, commie. Okay, so then NVIDIA, we'll get NVIDIA real quick. It was the only of the Mag 7 down today, but really, he was flat. I just, you know, we got to make a higher high, because you made a high, you confirmed a high, you get a lower low than the previous low, now you're making a lower high than the previous high. Oh, God. You know, you're starting to say the things for the trend reversal. I hope not. I mean, it's how do you manage your risk here? You can't. There's an unfilled gap below you. Even if you were like, hey, man, I got to go long on NVIDIA. I got to go long. Well, I mean, waiting for 170 would be far more prudent than trying to long right now, because you're in la-la land. You're not at a support. You're not at a resistance. You're just going sideways, and you're flipping coins, unlike Meta. At least Meta, you know the level. You know the cutoff for the argument. It's dead below that old all-time high. This one, it is definitely in coin flip territory. So we have now looked at all Mag 7s on the stream today. Oh, excuse me. Who's the commie? His name's Hassan Piker. He is you can look him up. He's one of the worst human beings I've ever seen ever in my life. Yeah, one of the most visceral, hateful, hate-filled communists, like literal communists, dude. That if you are an American and you believe in American ideals, he wants you dead, and he has a platform that he's promoted by Twitch. Twitch is crazy, dude. Like, they have been completely infiltrated by communists. And now that as soon as Charlie Kirk died, they're trying to prop him up, writing articles on him, trying to make him like this mainstream voice for young people. It's insane. Like, these people need to pay. Seriously need to pay. Like, jail time. Everyone at Twitch. The people at Twitch should be fired. All of them. And never be able to get a job again. for what they've done. Okay. Here are your futures we haven't looked at. Look at this freaking S&P, man. Unstoppable at the heart line. Virtually at all-time highs, I'm speaking to you. NASDAQ, bottom left, same thing. Just crazy. All-time highs. Yeah, Sean, I'll look at XOP real quick. Top right, Dow Jones, still a great trend, right? Still beautiful, still above the old all-time high. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then the IWM is a little more crazy, right? We're up against that resistance. This is like on the 4 hour. You can see we looked at it earlier. Just maybe you're just gonna break upward, that like Google did, you know. Oil and gas exploration, not great really. The split, obviously, because I had data and then it got all screwed up. Let's go to the weekly on it. This is, again, S&P oil and gas exploration. Market is certainly detached from reality, Rob. Yes. Yes. This is why he wants to look at it, because he's like, inverse head and shoulders, the size of Jupiter? Maybe. I like it. I'd like it down here. Dang, bro. Weekly. Okay, so it's very slow but significant time scale. That is really pretty, isn't it, Chet? Pretty well established neckline. There's your neckline, I guess. They couldn't test the top. Strategizing is going to be tough, but it looks like you've been in a no trend for like over 3 years now. See that 116 levels, the swing low of it. They're trying to recapture the 200-week moving average. We've been trading below it, you know, since March. I mean, momentum shifted, right? Like if you stay above $192, given enough time, this is a massive structure. But it looks insane on the monthly, like so good on the monthly. Yeah, look at that monthly. That is really something else, isn't it? You know, the left shoulder, the head, and then potentially the right shoulder. Very symmetrical, slanted neckline. If you were gonna paint one, like, you know, slanted. Yeah, I wonder, man. I wonder. Nice look. Something to think about. It's $129. So risk management, I mean, maybe stop below 119. That swing low from 2017. Yeah, that's where you are. So interesting. You hadn't seen positive momentum on the monthly since February 2023. Ugh. Yeah, XOP, interesting. Maybe long term. Okay, so real quick, let's look at these. We had a couple requests. Space. Brain on. Virgin Galactic, here we go. Didn't this dude become more rich than Elon Musk or something? Or no, that was Oracle. I don't know. Okay, yeah, but whatever. You requested this because you're like, hey man, it's death, but classic accumulate. I see it. I see why you're requesting it, and I don't disagree. Like you've identified a structure that we've seen time and time again, and it's very symmetrical. I really like the way the structure looks. The top end's just kind of bad, but it's almost like just an ascending triangle reversal pattern, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of rough because you could have something like that too. Here's a swing low. Here's another one. Here's you got 3 valleys here, and it ended up just failing. So it's gonna be about like, okay, if it resolves, they're gonna like push it, and then it's gonna be like, can they test this level? Oh, they keep failing, then they're just gonna mark it down again. So it really, like, you're identifying the consolidation structure, been in development now since April. Very, very true. But now it's gonna be like you would want to monitor the price action we receive, probably up against 444. So you might be able to hold this with a stop below 288 and let it ride to 444, maybe take profit, because like we don't know if there's going to be enough demand to breach. Because you look at the same argument. I'm just going to show you for education's sake. Like you have like 1, 2, yep, you see that, and then you got 3, and it's like, dang man, that's a really nice structure there, dude. That looks pretty good, doesn't it, Anonymous? Yeah. So it's all about, can they break the confirmation line of the structure? Well, you found out they couldn't. They couldn't do it, and it was over. Like, you would have gotten stopped out not too much later, right? December 2024, it'd have been over. You'd have said, I cut my losses. You know, we're done. The pattern was invalidated because you lost that valley, and it marked down to fresh all-time lows.
What a day for our portfolios. Kangs, thanks for being here for us every day and for preaching TA. Can you look at my baby dollar rig? I've been in this for a minute, Ty.
Rig? Yeah, we'll look at rig. Thanks so much, Traded Man. Yeah, preaching TA, that's all we got, man. I mean, we could do price predictions and bullcrap, but I'm good. My God, gold, I think just hit all-time highs, chat, right now. Like, hey, as I'm speaking to you, gold all-time highs. Can we just play Jesus chimes again? I love gold. Purchasing power, go bye-bye. So that's all I can tell you is, yes, you have a consolidation structure that is well-developed most of the year. And you'll probably rally off of this, just like they did in November. But it's going to be all about what are they going to do at 444, or even if they can get to 444, what are they going to do at the 200 moving average? You got to get a breakout, and then that would confirm maybe a major markup, probably back to 724, 658. So that's all I got for you, man. Okay, terrible trend, and right, if you're trying to identify bullish patterns and bearish trends, it might not be reliable, but even if it is reliable, it might not perform well. So just keep that in mind. You would like to see one of these as like a long-term uptrend, tons of data behind you, a deep retrace, and then it develops where you're making a higher low than previous discernible swing low, but 88% retraces and stuff like that. You don't have that. It's just you're in the basement. Okay. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you, dude. Cardano for Shane next. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey man, I really do wish and hope that we could get some sort of redemption on crypto. So like just give me some evidence, man. Like let me know that the composite man still cares about Bitcoin. Give me something. Like give me a day where like Bitcoin outperforms the living crap out of gold. Something. Because we just aren't getting any of it right now. And I care about Bitcoin just like you do. I mean, it's not that big a deal because it's not affecting portfolio that much because of stonks. But we all own Bitcoin. And I just want the vibes and the hype, dude. Because it's just, the streams are so fun when Bitcoin's like near at all-time highs. It's like a drug almost. You know, I've had many all-time high streams with Bitcoin, and it is just, it's a party. It's exciting. It is like, hey man, we don't have to do education every day. We can just actually focus on the pump. And yeah, you just don't get it on Bitcoin. It's like, hey, you get it, and then it's over. Like, hey dude, all-time highs. Oh, within 48 hours, it's done, and you won't see the all-time high again for at least a month, or 6 months, or 8 months. That's Bitcoin every time it makes all-time highs now. So Cardano, right? You know, yesterday lost the key level, follow through, 3% loss today. You were making a lower high than the previous high. You are still broken out of the downtrend. I mean, managing risk would probably be better the closer you are to 79.80 cents at this point. In order to get full-on bullish on Cardano, you really need to see buyers recapture 92 cents. I think that, in my opinion, is like the confirmation line of the resumption of what the price action we've been getting since August, where the higher highs, higher lows have been coming in. So again, it's like a form of insurance. to not get too bullish or care about Cardano too much until they're recapturing this old 2021 inflection zone. You get back above that, I'm all for Cardano. I'm like, hey man, you're above 90 cents and it's real and it's not a scam joke like it's been since August. It's all scam jokes. Scam joke. Nope, you're not breaking it. Get effed. It's a real level. You get above it and it's real. I'm thinking you're like 120 to 130 again, but it's just, that's what levels are for, okay? We get some massive engulfing candle back above it, I'm way more comfortable with Cardano, okay? So that's it for me. Not so excited until we're above 90 cents, 92 cents. And it can happen, okay? Like, I'm not here trying to predict where Bitcoin's going next, right? Or Cardano's going next. It's all about structures and trading plans. And if you don't have a trading plan, all we can do is talk about the levels and what needs to be done, you know, if you really want to be bullish again. Get above 92 cents. All right, rig. How many requests today? Let's see. Transocean Limited? Really? I thought rig was some sort of ETF. Okay. Damn, another basement dweller. Good God. Guess there was a split on this one too. All my data's screwed up. Okay. Do you want Transocean Limited? It's Switzerland, right? Is that what you want, Trade Demand? This is your baby? Well, I'm sorry to say, your baby is terrible. Like, you have a very bad baby. You know, I mean, hey, dude, it's in the basement. Just, you know, we keep looking at these charts that people request, and they're like this, and it's like, remember the context of reality. Monetary debasement is rapidly accelerating. I don't care what they're going to show you. My CPI and my rate cuts, and they're not going to tell you, okay? It's really bad. Look at gold and silver. Look at big tech. The market is repricing the assets due to monetary debasement going on behind the scenes, okay? And you're looking at this asset, and it's virtually at all-time lows. What? Oh, lots of high volume. I mean, maybe, yeah, you got high volume here, so maybe it's bottoming. Did you ever get to the M-shaped completion? If it was a shark, which I'm seeing, you know, maybe a shark, okay. Just disappointing. You hit an 886? You never got the 886. Gosh dang, man. Like, what are they going to do? Take an 83% retrace? And it's like, I would prefer they dump this thing down here, right this way, and even exceed a little bit, and you rally, and then you get a type 2, and then maybe even get a third. I wouldn't give a crap about rig until something like this is going on, okay? You might have an M shape that is completed, or it's about to complete, or anything. I want to see 6 months of sideways, but accumulation signatures in the sideways, like lack. Perfect example. So you don't have an edge. You're near all-time lows. You haven't even made an 88% retrace. There's no forms of confirmation locally. None of that. So I want 6 months of purgatory after achieving the pattern completion zone for real of the shark. That's what I would want. So that's rigged. Sorry. This is the weekly, by the way. So have fun with that. Yeah, definitely not saying it's going up or down. I'm saying, like, again, I just think, like, you could put your hard-earned money in this, or you could just put it in Meta. I think it's just easier to put your money in Meta. Because, yeah, you're close to the level. There's momentum. There's a godlike trend. I mean, like, you have everything going for Meta. And then you look at this thing, it's like, you could be down here for 6 more months, man. Yeah, I just got to say no, but maybe one day. Okay. Well, that was the last request. I've been live now, hour, 10 minutes. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button, the bell. So thanks so much for being here. Yeah, dude. We're waiting on Bitcoin. to come to life, all right? I mean, come to life. Look at it. Since 2022. Come to life, bro. I know, but like, this is the weekly. And, you know, hey, dude, it tasted real good hitting 109.358 first time in human history in December of last year. But sorry, Chad, it's September of the next year, and we've really gone nowhere. So you got all these all-time highs, all these major Fibonacci extensions being tested, achieved, exceeded, and you just got Bitcoin here. Like, can't catch it's catching enough bids to hold above key supports for now, but that's about it. Nothing else. So, I mean, I'm just hoping that eventually what'll happen, if they don't get anything going on Bitcoin, you don't want to hear it. Like, they'll eventually correct these markets, and Bitcoin will get murdered. It will get destroyed. Because what is it? You will run out of time. Like, the macro will reverse at some point, and if Bitcoin's just not able, it'll pull big time. Where it's like, oh, the structure developed, but it's just way later in the cycle, and it's starting to get going, like Bitcoin right here, and just then after everything's hitting all-time highs every day, and it's like Bitcoin can't really, and then they finally correct everything because they went, it was like the ending to a beautiful story, and then Bitcoin's just like, well, we're out of time to dump it. So yeah, that's where you're on Bitcoin. It's not really where there are no animal spirits in this asset right now, and there haven't been really. I mean, you know, you made all-time highs in July, but just short-lived. It was like you made all-time highs to do nothing, to just come back to the same levels, and you're holding, and that's a great piece of data, really good piece of data. But okay. Anyway. Well, thank you for coming out. Be sure to join the Discord, and be sure to, if you want, you know, to support a 100% crowdsourced streamer. Okay, never accepting sponsorships, education centric, all that. You can join the Citadel/Patreon, you know, where you get access to the trade setups, right? Like Tesla and Google. You get access to my charts daily. But I mean, come on, man. Like, above all that, it's like, hey, this guy, almost 8 years of doing this, and I've never accepted a dime from YouTube, you know, with ads, never subjected you to any advertising, bullcrap, no sponsorships, no affiliate marketing links, none of that. No one does that. Okay, one other person might do it, okay? That's it. You know how many there are probably over millions of streamers, and any inkling of success do accept money from sponsors. Okay, you go watch a YouTube video and they got 1 million+ views. Guess what? They're doing sponsorships in between during their videos, and I've done none of that. So you get value from supporting the channel, and it's rewarding. Hey, what I've done to lock in and secure that I have full integrity, and I'm only here for you. So just saying that, I got a team, and you know, I think more about them than me these days when it comes to that. So thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Nothing burger on Bitcoin. You might be asking for a 112 retest if we can't get anything going. Like, it doesn't matter what the macro conditions are. It's just not really been great for crypto at all. So I hope something turns around. I'll be here if we do. Until next time, respect the TA.
Straight tipped $25. Can we do a dealer's choice? Jonathan Nation.
Wow, that's like the latest. Yeah, let me look for something. Yeah, give me a second. Let me see here. Extending the stream, I guess. For a moment, we'll see. Well, I'm wondering here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Intel. I mean, like, you put in the partial decline. You could very well be working on phase E. You are on breakout watch. I mean, this is one to be paying attention to. You bet everyone better be having their alerts set up around 2550, 2560. This just goes back to, man, like 2015 and 2022. It goes back to 2008. It goes back to 2002. It goes back to 1997. Intel's, that's what they're testing, and they're not able to break it. You're trading just below it, but it's like, man, the implications of breaking that, it's an easy $34 to $35 target, straight up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay, so Intel really got to see. I mean, we got to get the bids. I mean, maybe they're just absorbing the remaining supply, and we're just getting ready for a 28.89 gap fill in that 34.50 plus target area. So I would say that's the dealer's choice. Okay, chat, Intel on potential markup watch, breakout markup watch. Okay, thank you, Stray. What's up, Ocean Goose? Thanks for the $5 super chat, super sticker. Is that a lemon? Thank you for the lemon. I think I only know it's a lemon because of the leaf on top of it, because it looks almost like an egg. Yeah, YouTube, I mean, they come up with the weirdest stickers, don't they? Like, there was that and the pear. They just look kind of off. I don't know. Wish we could do Pepe's, you know? Alright, y'all. So thanks again for coming out. I'll be back. Thanks again, Stray and Ocean Goose and everyone else. Respect the T. A.
Adios, turd nuggets.